What happens if you get a bad review on Airbnb? You just started your Airbnb business and you get a bad review. What do? If you have this problem, then this video is for you. My name's Charles Rashid and I have extensive experience in the hotel industry and real estate investing. And today we're going to get down to the bottom of bad reviews and what to do. So you started your Airbnb business and it's going along great, and then you get a bad review. I can tell you when I first started, I fretted so much about reviews and I was sick when I got my first 1-star review. But today, I'm going to talk to you about what I've learned and how it really isn't such a bad thing when you get a bad review, and then how to fix the problem so it doesn't happen over and over again. Okay, so you got your first bad review. The first thing you need to know is, why did you get this bad review? I can tell you from experience, I've had bad reviews because someone just complains about everything and it seems like I can't please them. But what I typically find with this type of guest is they're just looking for a free place to stay. They complain when they come in. They complain about some sort of dirt, or you're missing something. You're missing a can opener. You're missing a pot and pan. There's not enough shampoo. There's not enough coffee. There's no wine glasses. Whatever the case may be, they're just complaining from the very beginning. Almost always, this guest wants a discount. And typically, I give the guest a discount because I want everybody to be happy. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. I want the guest experience to be great. Now, I do take what they say and I verify it. And if I am missing those things, or if my cleaners missed something and it is dirty, then I fix that problem so it doesn't happen again and again. But almost inevitably, when someone starts complaining from day one, if it's not a legitimate complaint, I'm going to get a bad review, even if I give them a free night or a discounted night on apartment. The second type of guest that I get a bad review from is someone that has booked based on a budget, but they're expecting something much higher. They are the value shopper. And so they may rent an apartment that I have for $49 a night, but they're used to staying in the Ritz or the Marriott, and they're just, nothing I can say will please them. They feel that they should be entitled to the highest amount of value with the least amount of cost, but they expect the high dollar amenities from every level of your property. And that's just not going to happen. So how I prevent this is, I've talked about it in other videos, being completely honest and upfront with your guests in the description. So I have a listing that's called Basics on a Budget. It is literally an old house that is very minimally furnished. It is only the necessities. It does have clean sheets and towels. It is clean. It has hot water. It has a roof that doesn't leak. It has heating and cooling. It has all the basic amenities. It has a refrigerator, a stove, a microwave, a coffee maker. But that's really it. It has minimal pots and pans. It has plastic plates and utensils, and it's just sparsely furnished. But that's why I offer it at such a discounted rate, because I realize that there's all economic levels of people traveling and all different budget levels. But what I want to prevent is somebody that wants that big value, but he wants all the amenities with it. So I simply say in the description, I even say, if you're looking for the Ritz, this isn't the place for you. You should look somewhere else. Look at the title. It is Basics on a Budget. It is just the basics. I have comfortable beds. I have hot water. The basics are there, but that's it. And this really prevents those bad reviews because they're aware of what to expect in this property. The third type of guest that I find leaves a bad review is something that's completely out of your control. They may be in your property because they're going to a funeral. One of their parents or their children have died and they're just beside themselves. Something extraneous outside of the situation has caused them to not be happy with their stay in general. It has nothing to do with your property, but they're going to leave you a bad review. There's nothing you can do about this customer other than being empathetic and trying to accommodate them in any way that they need. But a lot of times they don't even tell you, and all you can do is attack the problem. And I'm going to tell you in just a minute how we do that, how we attack the problem of bad reviews and mitigate the issues. I want to take this time to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you're enjoying this video and you're enjoying the content that I'm giving you, then please subscribe to my channel. It really helps and I really appreciate it. So how do you fix a bad review? Well, you really can't fix it. You can, in some very specific instances, call Airbnb and have a bad review removed. But these instances are very few and far between. If the guest does not stay in the property, but they check in and leave immediately, I've had good success with Airbnb removing their review completely. And my argument is they didn't stay there. How can they give me a 1 or a 2 or terrible review when they didn't even stay there? And this typically works. The other time that I've had good luck is when I've refunded the guest and I told Airbnb that they can see it because I refunded them on the platform. And then this is hit or miss, but they have removed in some cases the bad reviews. Airbnb views your guest reviews as independent, non-biased reviews, and they want that to build their platform and the trust of their users. So most of the time you have to live with it, but here's how I mitigate it. The first thing I do is I put a lengthy response after a bad review. Airbnb allows you to respond publicly to any bad reviews that you've received on your property. And the longer the review or the reply to the bad review, the more it pushes that bad review away. And the more reviews you get after that, it pushes it further and further down. So I go through every single point of what they raised in the bad review. If it was dirty, I say, I sent a cleaner and I cleaned the property, or I offered to send a cleaner after they checked in because my cleaner must have missed something, or whatever the circumstances are, I explain what happened and my remedy to it. If there was not enough wine glasses for them, then I say, I brought them wine glasses afterwards, the previous guest must have broken some, or whatever that case is, just explain why it happened and how you fixed the problem. That is really the best way to mitigate a bad review. And then the second thing, the biggest secret that I have is read the reviews and then fix the problem for the next guest. And then I even put that in my description going forward. So a potential guest will read the reviews, but then they read the description and they see that I have replaced all of the things that the last guest complained about. I also put that in the public reply to the bad review. This can be a great learning tool and help you improve your property exponentially. So don't just get pissed off at a bad review. Use it as a learning experience. Use it to improve your property and ask for feedback. A lot of times that I've noticed that when I ask for feedback ahead of time, they don't post a bad review. They give me a good 5-star review because I've asked for it. And then in the private comment section, they tell me all the things that I've done wrong with my property so that I can improve it. But because I asked, they feel bad about leaving a bad review and they don't. I preface this in my description by saying this is a new property and inevitably I'm going to forget something. So please give me your feedback when you stay and let me know how I can improve the property so that it can be the most comfortable and enjoyable stay for the next Airbnb guest and when you return. So that's it. Once you get a bad review, don't worry about it. Yes, it's tough to take criticism, but it's not the end of the world. So go through and reply to your bad review publicly. Let them know what you've done to repair the problem or fix the problem, and how you handled it with the guest, and then use it as a learning tool. Fix the problems, listen to your guests. They're the ones that are actually staying in the property, and they're telling you what's wrong and what needs to be fixed. And then finally, address that in the description, so when potential future guests come in and read your description and read the bad review, they're going to know that you fixed the problem.